Hello. Hello, all you party people, all you festive party people. I know you're here for the festivities, so just bear with me. It's about to get a whole lot more festive in here. Which reminds me, actually, I need to put my little thing in place. But before we do that, right, there we go. It is I, your festive overlord. I've realised I actually don't have my my live stream thingy up, so bear with me one moment and we'll see if we can fix that. Also, how are we doing, people? Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. Happy holidays if you're on holiday. Right, give me 2 seconds. So we need... actually, while I'm thinking about it, that's that one, isn't it? Aha! And also, yes, we have a different angle today. I might actually, God forbid, teach you something, because you might notice something's missing. It's Alona. Alona is not here. Unfortunately, she's dealing with some other things that means she cannot attend said live stream, which actually gives me a chance to show you something on drums. I know. Contain the excitement. Let me just copy this over and see if it works. So, yes, that's the one we want. Yes! Oh, she is an OBS god. Yes, it's true. Is it Al? Alistair. I've forgotten if you go by Al or Alistair, but either way, yes, I am all alone. Not very festive, is it? I'm compensating, can you tell? It's even got bells on the end of it. I know. God, how exciting. Honestly, I just had the central heating on in my house for a bit too long, and I am now sweltering. It feels a bit too cozy in this flat right now, not gonna lie to you. And also, those of you who are observant, there is a massive green screen here for a reason. I'm not going to do green screen things on it. Oh, no. It's just blocking out my kitchen. Because you don't need to see that. Trust me. We'll wait for a couple more people to kind of come on, and hopefully my YouTube will catch up a little bit. Can I play a Linkin Park song? No. 2 reasons. First of all, I don't actually know enough Linkin Park. I could probably blag it. But secondly, I would get done for copyright so fast. And being done for copyright isn't very festive, so we ain't going to do that. Yeah, I could green screen a different kitchen into it if I knew how to do that on OBS. And I don't in a pinch, so otherwise I would do it. It's tempting. I wish we just had a rail across the ceiling and I could just green screen the whole wall off. That would be so much more convenient, but alas, I can't do it. But here we are. Yes, and no face paint today, unfortunately. I say unfortunately. It's not unfortunate for me, but I can't multitask like that. I can't be doing that. Also, what festive face paint is there, really? Are we talking... The only thing I can think is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, maybe an elf. Is that about it? Maybe I should just have painted myself in red and white and just become a candy cane. I think that might have been good too. Either way, I don't have any face paint, so that's not happening either. Jesus, this is really an exciting live stream. Oh, cool. So Brett is teaching Al a disco groove, which is very exciting. It's one of my favourite grooves of all time. In fact, I might show you some bits and bobs to go along with that because we have a side camera. So exciting. One question though, can you hear this? As in, can you hear the drum and not just the pad being hit? I don't want to hear tip tap tip tap. I want cymbals and drums, please. Please let me know if that is coming through for you adequately. And if that is so, yes! Yes! You know, it must be Christmas because the tech it's working. So disco grooves are one of my favourite things, so I may as well just talk to you about it for a little while. There's actually a free ebook that we have that I wrote very passionately about disco grooves, because it's not just this. Nay, that's a bit dull. Sorry if that's the groove you're learning. But it unlocks so much more than that. So obviously we've got our 8th note 4 to the floor. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and fun stuff. That's a 4 to the floor. 4 being on all the numbers. Wow, this hat is tight. Whoa. Also, is this mic close enough? I hope it is. You've also got your hand-to-hand 16th notes you can do. So you go 1 E and starting with the right hand. 1 E and right hand comes down to the snare drum on 2. 2 E and so it goes down and then back up again. 1 E and 2 E and bass drum still falling with all the numbers. What the thing people find tricky about this groove is actually syncing up the kick with the snare drum on 2 and 4. But once you got that, you're kind of gravy, really. It only starts to get more exciting when we either add cool hi-hats up here or we add little ghost notes down the bottom, and we can also add accented edge hits. Ooh, what's that about? Let's talk about that first, because actually that probably unlocks the most. If we take it back to 8th notes for a moment, I really can't take myself seriously seeing these little pigtails either side of my head. So we've got basic 8th note 4 to the floor. You'll notice that up here I'm actually just hitting the tip of the stick on the top. And when we tried slightly more advanced techniques, when we're doing like accented pattern like that, that's all well and good, but it sounds a bit driving, you know. Still pretty good, and yes, you could use it for disco, I guess, but it's not very groovy. It is groovy, but it could be groovier, you know. We're lacking groove potential. So what do? We can flip round that pattern. Instead of playing edge and then tip of the stick on the and, 1 and, we can actually flip it over and go 1 and. So now we get an accent on the hi-hat on the and. 1 and 2 and. No worries, Andrew. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and everything else stays exactly the same. So your kick drum will now fall with the tip of the stick on the top of the hi-hat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then you just got to put, I say just, got to put your snare drum back in on 2 and 4. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. There we go. 2. Also, thank you so much, Andrew, for wishing us a Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too. I know you've got to go. I wish Mark was here to cook me Christmas dinner right now, because I trust him more than I trust myself to do that. He might be back before the end of the stream, but it's unlikely. I'm sure he'll be thrilled about the fact there's a green screen in the middle of our living room, but alas, the joys of content creation, I guess. So anyway, this groove is not that much more complicated than just this. 1 and, but we're just putting a little edge hit on the hi-hat, on the ands. And honestly, get that up to kind of disco pace. That's already really cool. But you notice I can also add little ghost notes in at that point. Ooh. If you're trying to improve that, you might want to take away the accent up here. Go back to just normal 8th notes up here. Whoa. Again, this shouldn't be too complicated either. I say too complicated either. Guessing the difference in the edge and regular hit sounds on an E-kit are going to depend on the hi-hat. Yes, they are. I think mine just does the same sound for both, which is unfortunate because then you don't get the definition difference, which is sad, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't practice it. This hat is so tight. Hang on. I have a better solution for this. No, don't worry. I'm not getting unfestive. I'm just changing the festive vibe. Right. That's better. Oh, you can't see it, though. What's the point? See, either you see these or you see drums, and there is no in between. So we're just going to have to pick a lane, methinks, lads. Unless I play from over here, like this. Anyway, so, just don't want to miss too much. Angelo says Casey and the Sunshine Band. Not only Casey and the Sunshine Band, literally every disco band ever. Speaking of which, if you want some really good stuff to listen to, I say stuff with a heavy oomph behind it because the name of the band is Stuff. If you like Wolfpack, you will hear every single influence on all of Wolfpack's music if you listen to the band Stuff, and that is including drummer Steve Gadd, usually. I think it's always Steve Gadd. And then, forgotten his first name, but is it Richard T? Is it just T? Forgotten his name. But either way, if you need something to listen to over the holidays that is funky fresh, go listen to Stuff. Anyway, back to the matter at hand. How do you play ghosty, disco-y grooves just like Steve Gadd? Get your 8th note going. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get comfortable playing ghost notes on the E's and U's as well. This applies to all grooves, but 2 and E. Ooh. 2 E. Make sure they're nice and low. 1, 2 E. Notice how high my hand isn't going for those ghost notes. So to get that down, you are honestly winning, and you're making all the money you ever need doing disco gigs if you want to be a working musician. Put your offbeat in. And then some twiddly dillies on the hi-hat. One more thing that you can also add is your open hi-hat. And I don't know if my open hi-hat is going to behave. We shall find out. Let me find out. I'm guessing you're not going to get much rebound for the ghost notes. Well, you say that, but when we're going for ghost notes, let's see if I can actually even get it low enough to see it. I'm really barely even moving, but still, if I let the stick just bounce, without dropping it, you still get loads of rebound out of it. Okay, I'm doing a slightly more complicated ghost note pattern in there, but it's not that much crazier, more complicated. Sod it, you know what? I'll show you what I'm doing. I will write this out in notation. I will do it for you lot, so you can have it and you can screenshot it. You are so welcome. Anyway, drop me some comments if you have any questions about anything or you want me to demo anything. Spider Dan, you watched Red Dwarf. Yeah. Oh, look at you getting cultured. I'm glad you liked it so much. Do you have a favourite episode so far? Also, what kit do I have here? This is actually an F-Note Mini. I love it very much. It's just, as the name suggests, it's just so mini that it fits everywhere. Namely, this tiny, tiny flat. Right, let me just get this cooking, and I will get this screenshot to you as soon as humanly possible. Let's change the so you can look at my face instead. Hello. Yes, Haywire, it's okay that she's not here. We can cope just for a week. I know her new hairstyle is just so cool that we got to see it again, but if you want to, you can just watch. Was it last week's or the week before? Oh God, I don't even know anymore. I've lost track of time. But what was the other thing you were saying? Yes, Alona is in the chat. Hello, Alona. How are we doing? 1 and 2 and 3. What actually am I doing? Okay, I'm doing something semi-complicated. It's fine. Best disco groove. I said so. Yeah, Lona, feel free to spread some love in the chat if you're killing time at the moment. Hey Emma, do you like playing right, left, left, kick, kick, right? Right, left, left, kick, kick, right. Ooh. Hang on. Right, no. Right, left, kick, kick, right. No. No, I don't. I wouldn't do a sticking like that. So I'd do, what are we doing? Right, left, kick, kick. I'd probably do left, right. That's probably what I would do instead. Doing a double right like that feels really weird over the beat. But that's just me being a bit weird. Cool, let me just screenshot that for you lovely people. Alona will be like, can we make an ebook out of this? And I'm like, no, it already exists. Sorry, Alona. Let me just download that. Can we just... Oh, look at that. The wonders of modern technology. Would you look at that? You're not going to see my face. But look at that. Ugh, best live stream ever. Bring this up just a smidge. So as you can see, I'm getting more well versed with OBS. I can't lie to you. Look at that. So that's what I'm doing. 1, 2. I even missed one. Just imagine there's a ghost note on the E or 4. I see what you mean. Haywire, that's the one. So it's right there. Kick. I think it ended with a left. Yeah. Right, left, kick, right, left. Yeah. My bad. Yes, me and Chris are going to be... Hang on, let me just sort this out for a second. Yes. Me and Chris are going to be at NAMM this year. We're actually going to be, I'm going to be performing at the F Note stall. I've just been given the time, so hopefully it doesn't change. But it's on the Thursday at the F Note stall at 3 p.m. I'm going to be there doing something as yet to be decided. No, I'll probably be up there recording some videos, making some content, and also potentially teaching some of you lovely lot while making content. Which is, it's going to be a good time, to be honest. Sounds like fun. Hopefully I'm not too jet lagged for it. Oh, Dusty Corpse, I'm so sorry. Haven't heard any jingle bells. The closest thing I've got is the jingles on the end of my disconnected pigtails. Are we feeling festive yet? I think so. I feel better. I don't know about you. Why does that drum kit look like the one from your In the Air Tonight drum fill video? Does it? It depends where I was when I filmed it. I filmed it in multiple places now. If you're talking about when I was at NAMM, did I film that at NAMM? I can't even remember. But actually, this currently is very disfigured looking because I've actually taken out the high tom that I've actually had to swap round. This is actually the high tom normally. Look how diddy it is. It's literally that round. I've actually moved that from here and then currently the floor tom is on the floor, but I've made the floor tom my high tom because it's the only way it fits in this space without having to use the legs. But that's actually what I kind of like about it, is you can do that with electric kits. You don't have to worry about shell sizes or anything like that. Cool, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so that disco groove I was just talking about. I shan't go on too much more about it. I want to talk about something else actually. What you can do is, instead of just accenting the hi-hat, you can just open the hi-hat on the end. So you'd get more of a kind of one of these. honestly, you can't play too many ghost notes as long as the flow of the notes is good. Like I just did that. So on and so forth. As long as that 4 to the floor is going on and the snare drum's going on 2 and 4, happy days, mate. You can't go wrong. Anyway, what I actually wanted to talk about today, I got derailed by the mention of disco because I got very excited about it, was I thought I'd just do kind of a mini lecture, I guess, but not. You guys can still talk to me. I will still talk to you, don't worry. But I wanted to talk about how you actually comprehensively and totally learn a new thing on drums. Let's say you've got kind of the basic stuff down, like eighth note grooves, what have you, and you can apply this at any level whatsoever. But let's say, like earlier today I was working on this, right, a new hi-hat pattern, and I was going, I'm bored of just using my hand on the hi-hat, how can I integrate the left foot? So this is going to sound probably nuts, but I'm doing one and a, one, and then I'm putting in a foot, and I don't actually know if this is going to translate to acoustic or not, but I put a left foot on the E, so I'm actually filling in all the notes. So 1 E and 1 E and 2. Whoa. And that's cool and all. Okay, I've come up with this cool thing, but how can I take that new idea and then apply it to literally everything else I can play as quickly and as seamlessly as possible? Well, here's what I would do, my friend. I would apply our matrix system. Whoa, what? Whoa. I can't do the slow motion like thing, soz. But what I do have, and keep calm everyone, is a diagram. Oh! Whew! Does it get any better than that? Honestly, it must be Christmas, because look at that. We have joined the modern age. There is a diagram. Okay. So I'm going to pop this over here. For those of you who are already students of ours, you probably already know this. And if you came to our, members live stream? It was a live stream about coordination that we did yesterday, actually. So I'm kind of giving you more of a roundabout one of those. Basically, with 16th notes, there are 16 ways you can play 16th notes. What? Hang on, break it down even more, because I need to break it down for me. So, in a bar, you have normally, don't get too poetic about it, we normally have 4 beats, or 1, 2, 3, 4. This is our numbers. If we take away everything and just have 1 beat, within 1 beat you can fit 4 16th notes, 1 E and a. Not news to many people. Cool. Within those 4 notes, 1 E and a, there are 16 different combinations you could do. You could do a single hit on the 1, a single hit on the E, a single hit on the and, the single hit on the so on and so forth, as you can see right here. So that's your single hits, then you got your double hits, then you got your triple hits, and then you got the weird ones down the bottom. Whatever. What you would want to do if you were trying to, let's say we're talking about this hi-hat pattern, but you can simplify it way more than that. If you're just starting to work on more complicated grooves and you want a way to spice them up, and you've been so far playing, like 8th note grooves and getting really bored of that, all you would have to do is keep the hands the same and go through and try and play every single one of these. Not in a row, you can do them one at a time, whatever, but you'd have to make sure, especially the single and the double hits, you've got those down. So, for example, you'd want to get to the point where you can get through single hits while maintaining everything. So I'd do a bar of each. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Letter C on the E. 2 E, 3 E, 4 E. Then the and. 1 and, which is D. 3, 4 and then on the A. And that is now solidly coordinated with the rest of my body. If you were to try and spice up your hand pattern, you'd go exactly the same process. You just change the hi-hat pattern now. So you go 1, 2, bass drum's now doing the same thing. On the E, 1 E, 2 E, 3 E, 4 E. On the and, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. And you would go through and do all the double hits as well. Can I actually do that? I don't actually know. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I can get through all of those bass drum placements, and you can do it with the snare drum as well, but it's more commonly you're going to be moving the bass drum. If you've got that down, you know it's pretty well integrated into your playing, because you can play basically any bass drum pattern while maintaining this new element. So I can't probably demonstrate it right now, but the thing I'm trying to implement, and I'm just talking about grooves here, but we can do this in literally any context. We can do it in accent patterns, just general rhythm patterns, literally anything. You could even make it your left foot if you really feel like torturing yourself, but I wouldn't. So I would be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, snare drum on 2 and 4. I don't think I'm gonna get this. 2. So starting with letter A. Ah! Ah! That's disgusting. I did get it right. I just stopped because I got scared. But anyway, you would go through exactly the same process. And once that started to feel comfortable, I would know. I'd then be able to implement that probably in most contexts, actually out in the wild, pretty confidently. So you can literally take this, screenshot it right now, or just get the ebooks that we do every single week. Usually there's something to do with coordination going on in there, and usually that post is involved as well. But does anyone have any questions about that? I feel like it's not that crazy a concept, but sometimes just having it put out visually like this can help a whole lot. The other way I really love to do this is with accent patterns, like I was saying. But before I get into that, anyone got any questions? Spider Dan, you are so welcome for the tutorials. It's what I do. Hey, well, finally used a metronome. Yes, and actually that brings a very good point up. If you're doing this, if you really want to get it right, get that metronome out. You got to. I'm so sorry, but you do. I know, my heart really does go out to you, but you got to. Let me just move this out of the way. Hardest song you can play. This is, honestly, I don't really think about it like that. I've never been that kind of gal who plays through songs for fun. I know that's honestly the weirdest statement you can make as a drummer, but I just like, as you can probably tell, sitting here by myself with my metronome, just absolutely sweating random things because I can. Makes my brain very happy and tingly, so I roll with it. But I'm not really chasing playing the hardest song I could possibly learn. I just play the songs I need to learn. Play the songs I need to learn, the songs I need to play. Hey, why I love your explanation of boom bat bada bada bada. It's a snare drum and kick drum exercise. I mean, I'm sure it is. Yes, exactly. The matrix doesn't actually just apply to just grooves or just the bass drum. You can apply it to the snare drum. Chris and I bicker about this. I say bicker. That's a very strong word for it. But you want to be able to get this independence in your left hand as well when you're playing snare drum. I don't know if I can even do it, to be honest, because I haven't practiced. But you'd go through, same thing, a bar of each. You'd go, and let's say I'm doing 8th notes on the hi-hat, 1 and 3 on the bass drum, pretty normal groove stuff. You'd change that bass drum pattern up as you get more advanced while trying to do this exercise. But we'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, E. Ah! Oh, I'm going too fast. I'm not taking my own advice. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 and... No! 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and That might look like it has no practical use whatsoever, and you'd be correct. But it is really good for your left hand independence, and the better that gets, the more it will be easy for you to tackle literally anything. It will help you in ways you won't even realise until you come across a certain groove and you go, actually, that felt quite easy to do. Why was that? You might not ever know why, but it's usually because of the groundwork you do, like exercises like this. You could also really freak things out and do, I'd say if you're doing triple hits, for example, turning that into a hi-hat pattern if you're a bit more advanced, but really keep everything else really nice and simple. So I'd go 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 1 E and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 3 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 E, a 2 E, a 3 E, a 4 E. Like it's nothing, mate. But for more advanced patterns like that, and if you're trying to explore them and make them into more complicated grooves and stuff, I'd stick to one pattern and just go through and again isolate. So letter N, for example, one and a really normal one, you'd want to get that so comfortable that you can then apply this exercise with moving the bass drum. So you'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 E, 2 E, 3 E, 4 E, not this fast, I'm just getting the point across, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you'll know in yourself that actually I've now got that pattern down because I can play it and also play it with that stuff. So honestly, everything is in this sheet. Literally everything you could ever want. Are you planning on doing any hi-hat foot independence? I would love to do a mini course on hi-hat, just the hi-hat foot. But you don't actually, like I say, if you've got this, you don't actually need a course on it. Well, let me clarify a little bit here. So if we're talking about opening the hi-hat, yes, we will have a mini course on that coming very soon, because there's a little bit to it, but nothing too crazy. But in terms of just having a stepped hi-hat, so, you know, we're doing that kind of thing. That does take time to come in, but how do we develop it? So it's exactly the same process. You'd go through, start with your 8th note grooves. Instead of being on the hi-hat, you move over to the ride cymbal. In fact, let me just see if I can... No, not foot cam. We want a different one. But we do have foot cam now. Whoa, I know. Emma invested. So you would have, you'd be over on the ride cymbal instead. Hello, ride cymbal. And you'd play your basic groove. So you'd go, okay, you think about what elements stay the same. So yeah, 8th notes on the ride cymbal, 2 and 4 on the snare drum, and let's say quarter notes on the left foot. So 1, 2, 3. And if you want to take it a bit easier on yourself, you would go through, take as long as you need on each example. So single hits first. You can stay on the 8th note if you really want to and want to get comfortable. Or just pick, tell you what, our 8th note groove ebook, if you are a member, you have access to it. Take that and apply a left foot pattern, whichever one you want to work on, probably quarter notes to begin with, and play through that whole book, doing quarter notes on there and playing those grooves at the same time. That will honestly elevate your playing so much. And then you'd want to move on to this. So we'd literally go 1, 2, so all together to begin with. 1 E, 2 E, 3 E, 4 E, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. I make that look incredibly easy, and like it doesn't take a hell of a lot of effort to try and string them all in a row. It does. Do not underestimate it. Take them all one at a time and really think about what's syncing up with what every single time. Counting out loud will also help, and maybe also if you're struggling with visualizing it and figuring that out just by looking at this, then just use GrooveScribe. I've barked on about GrooveScribe for so long, but write it out on GrooveScribe. Having a visual element and also something you can play back is really, 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 really super duper handy. Any questions about anything, or even unrelated questions, to be honest? Spider Dan. So for hypnotised, check this out. It goes left kick, kick, kick. Whose version of hypnotised? Are we talking Sophie and the Giants, or are we talking Fleetwood Mac? Or is there a different song called Hypnotised? There's one in the middle somewhere there. That's a broad spectrum I've just asked about. On the hi-hat, cannot get the triple kicks to play right. Triple kicks, right, are hard. I can't lie to you. And I can't even really demonstrate here because my pedal feels a bit too springy, to be honest, for me to demonstrate it very well. But I can talk a little bit. I may as well show off. Woo! Yeah. That's the good stuff, people. Look at that. Let me just get rid of this. So, there's a lot of cables going on, but just bear with it. When I'm dealing with triple kicks, I don't actually come across them very often in the grand scheme of things. Usually something like that. 1, 2, 3. And all I'm really doing is I'm utilising the spring down here, and you can see I've got, even though actually now I think about it, it's not that tight, it is still too tight. Maybe it's because I'm not wearing shoes and I'm used to wearing shoes now, who knows. But you just apply your kind of regular toe, ball of the foot, or I would anyway. Some people do slide and some people do a bit of wiggling, but for me, toe, ball of the foot for your double hits. And then you just get 2 toe hits instead of 1. Ugh. It doesn't sound clean because it's not. Not with this pedal anyway. Ugh. No, that's not at all, is it? That's so bad. So it does help me a little bit to move down just a smidge for those notes. Also, I could probably do with putting a bit more welly into it. But I'm in a flat and I feel bad about making noise. Yeah, Alona is just saying, yes, Alona, strangely enough, I stay focused on the task at hand and on the topic at hand when you're not here. I love you very much, I hope you know. And also I've got derailed slightly from what I was talking about anyway, but what was I actually talking about? Oh, I was going to mention accent patterns. Exactly the same premise. You can literally nail everything using this sheet. So what am I missing? I need that one. Okay. So we've got this constant row of 16th notes, right? 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Practice that first. Count it out loud while you're playing it. Get them nice and low. So we want it to the point. I'm not really moving elbows. I'm actually opening the hand up just a little bit. If you know your single stroke technique, it's just that, but not too high, not too loud, because we want to then go through this sheet and place the accents where they belong. Start with the right hand every single time, and you will get used to what hand each accent falls on. You'll notice that your ones and your ands will always fall on the right, and your E's and your R's will always fall on the left. So you get 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3, so on the right. And then we move to the E, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and a, 2. So this is all the single accents. And honestly, you can play a lot of stuff just doing single accents. That, if you wanted to nail one exercise, it's just all of those in a row with a metronome, knowing exactly where you are, knowing that your accents are falling in the correct hand. So it should go right on the 1, left on the E, right on the and, left on the And once you've got that, you should be able to play them wherever you kind of want. I don't have a high tom to really demonstrate very much with you, but all of a sudden you've got all of those, and yes, you can go through and do the double hits as well. 3, 4, 1 E and 2 They are useful. 1 and O2 and O3 and O4 and O1, O2, O3, O4. That one, particularly letter I, really, 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 really useful. Really cool across the kit as well. Just moving the right hand, that first accent on the 1, onto a cymbal. I've got a little tiny baby one up here, but put a bass drum with it. 1, A2, A3, A4. That's a really good one. Really, really fun. But yeah, essentially, like I said, you can apply this sheet to literally anything, and it covers all of your bases apart from triplets. Just so you know. And you could technically swing all of this as well. So if you're trying to work on your swing, your 16th note swing, then you can do that as well. So for example, if you went back to 8th notes on the hi-hat, 2 and 4 on the snare drum, and we just did single kicks and you wanted to swing it instead, your 1s and your ands wouldn't be swung, so they'd just be normal, but your E's and your A's would be a bit later, so you'd get 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 E, 2 E, yeah, 3 E, 2 E, 1, 2, and 4, and 1, A 2, A 3, A 4, A, for example. Hopefully you're starting to see just how versatile this can be. You can also, on a more advanced level, you could probably also do, maybe not for the whole thing, but you can start applying it to like 6-stroke rolls as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, oh, 1, 2, ah! I don't know how you would, but there is a specific way you could do it. It just basically means if you've got all of those ticked off, you have sorted that specific thing you are working on coordination wise. After that point, you'd then work on speed and you'd work on actually applying it. So you'd go, okay, what's actually the thing I'm working on, like a groove that is more interesting than this and doesn't feel like quite so much of an exercise. But this will cover literally all of your bases. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because we've opened up the enrollment for our coordination bootcamp, which is January's enrollment. So obviously it's not actually that far away now, which is really weird to think about. This year is absolutely flown by. And I think we've barked on about this a lot in these live streams. But honestly, if you want to sort out your kick drum specifically and being able to play basically any groove you've ever heard and start to recognize them as well, you can do it using this. And yes, you could technically take this sheet right now and you could sort it all out yourself. Honestly, hats off to you. Amazing. That's what I would do. I would take this sheet and be able to play bass drums on all of these while playing 8th note hi-hats and 2 and 4 on the snare drum. However, most normal mortals will get to like day 3 of trying to do that and then stop. So that's why we've literally made a boot camp to help people do it. It's literally lessons with me, video lessons with me every day that you can follow, and they're really short, so you can just work through it even if you don't have much time on your hands. Some of the earlier videos are a bit longer because I'm explaining stuff, but once you get into the flow of it, you'll be nailing one of these exercises every day. So you can actually get through all the important ones, all the single and double kicks in 28 days. And if you have that, you can literally play grooves like this. Things like that will become, honestly, so much easier than you think. Way quicker than you think. If you want more information, Alona's not here, so she's not here to give the long list of information of what's involved and how amazing it is. I will do my best, but she is so much better at it than I am. But I have pinned the comment at the top of the chat if you want to find out more information about it. What's special about this enrollment in January, and Alona might have to correct me if I'm wrong here, if people have missed it or not. I don't know if Alona has turned the switch that means people can't do this anymore. But what's special about this enrollment, especially right now, I think it is ending today, is not only will you get, obviously, the video lessons with me, but you've also got what normally comes with it, the weekly lessons that are actually live with me and Chris, so we can actually talk to you and correct your technique. There's also the helpline with Chris, so the WhatsApp line, so you can message him kind of anytime and he can give you video feedback and you can send him videos. Happy days. But on top of all of that, you're actually going to get 2 one-on-one lessons, actual lessons with a teacher, where you should probably talk about coordination and what your next steps are, but you could technically talk about anything. So we've tried to really make it so you can't fail getting more coordinated. Obviously, you don't have to do all that fancy stuff on top and kind of get all that extra support. You can do the DIY version, which is essentially just the videos from me, the daily videos. If you want to just self-lead yourself, you can. But yeah, we've tried to make it as easy as humanly possible. Alona, if you're still there, please do correct me. But if it hasn't finished already and you want those 2 one-on-one lessons alongside this bootcamp, check it out. There's also a big fat discount on it right now as well. But anyway, I've done enough waffling. Let me turn this off and actually chat to you lot a bit more. So, do you have any actual drum-related questions? God forbid, I know. We're back. Hang on. I need to be back and festive. Can't not be festive. Hop with many P's. What's going on? Drums is going on. Well, it was going on, but now we are suited and booted, and I'm here to talk about drums. Because Alona's not here, so it's a rare occasion where I can actually talk about them. I promise this isn't a dig at you, Alona. I assure you. I had a glittery Santa hat ready. Oh, so sad. Well, don't worry. I'm suitably reindeery. Just for you. Hello. Alona asked, what is a drum? How long is a piece of string? Actually, no. A drum is more easily definable, isn't it, really? It's a... Tell you what, chap. What is the most wrong answer that is technically correct you could give to the question, what is a drum? I want to know. I'm just trying to think what I would say. Oh, I don't know. No, Alona, how could I neglect the Christmas vibes, even though Christmas has snuck up on me so hard? I can't believe it is. Is it the 19th today? Oh, dear God. It's the 19th today. Let me move this over so I can actually see a bit better. I had you on the tiny screen, but let me move you over. Boff. Look at that. That's a bit better. A thing you bang on. Now, yeah. A drum, yes, is in fact... Is it a verb? Yes. Reality check 87103 asks, why can't I paradiddle? Is it because you can't single and double? That might be why. Most likely it's going to be because you can't double, and your left hand double is the thing that's going to drag behind, that then throws off the timing of the next right hand, and then it all goes horribly, horribly wrong. What could help in this endeavour is if you accent the first of each side, so the right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. But even if you're Alona, I didn't mean... I was asking if bang is a verb and a noun. Is it both? Technically? I think it is. But anyway, back to paradiddle. You see what this woman does? She derails me every time. Hello, Callum Riggs. How's it going, man? What was I doing? Oh, that's what I wanted. And we're back. Yeah, but it's most likely your left-hand doubles are throwing off your paradiddles. Hate to break it to you. Also, let's pan this up just a smidge so we can see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Is it a stroke or is it a roll? That's a great question. That is a really good question. Hang on. Stop the press. Is a paradiddle a stroke or a roll? You know what? If I had to guess, I think... according to AI, which is God now, apparently, it isn't strictly a stroke or a roll. Which is exactly, obviously, what I was going to say. It's a sticking pattern. Yeah. Combination of both. Yeah. Interesting, because I have... Well, you can play paradiddles fast enough for it to feel like a roll. So, I don't know. Oh, we're getting deep. Good lord. Oh, I don't know. I mean, we'll go with what AI says for now, for the sake of the flow, but... Hop says, a drum. The item is an item that if you need a mic for, then you must take out a mortgage. Correct. Well, actually, no. I think you can get some drum mic sets that aren't too expensive, but I don't know how good they actually are. Who knows? Chris Lark asks, how many sizes of drumsticks are there? Are they all the same in terms of feel? How do you know which set of sticks is best for you? Right. I've got 3 that you gotta know. There are more than that, and don't ask me what the difference is, because I don't know. All I know is these 3, right? What will probably suit you best is a 5A. Don't get more technical than that. You've got 5As that are like rebound. You've got 5As that are, forward 5As. They get very technical, these stick companies. Don't worry about it. Just play a 5A. And if your arms are getting really, really tired, switch to a 7A. That's terrible advice. No, basically a 5A is your bog standard stick. Are these 5As? These are Sweet Ride sticks. I think they're 5A. I think they're actually between a 5A and a 7A, but what's clever, well, I say clever, what's different about it is it's got a little round tip instead of an almond-shaped tip. Probably makes a difference to the sound, but does it really in the grand scheme of things to me and you? No, not really. People who are enthusiastic about sticks will probably be able to tell you otherwise. And yes, Alona, drum equipment expert is my second name. It's my official title. Yeah, go for 5As. If you're playing lighter styles and you need basically less volume, to be honest, and we'll also get less durability if you still whack the sticks really hard on the drums, but use a 7A. I also use 7As frequently-ish on electric kits just because you don't need a heavy stick and you don't want to potentially damage the kit. Whatever. And if you feel like torturing yourself, use a 2B. Those sticks are way too big. All it achieves is louder drums, but also you can achieve that with technique as well. I say that. There's plenty of people who do use 2Bs. In fact, Alona's other half, our producer, Ryan, uses 2Bs, and I don't get it. I don't get it. They're tree trunks. They are massive. I only bought a pair because I use them as like exercise kind of things. Actually, I have to, all things considered, I do actually have quite a good range of sticks. But will they translate on screen? Probably not, to be honest. Let's see if we can. So, interestingly, this is a 2B. They don't all come in white. This one just happens to be. It's massive, or it feels massive. Oddly enough, if you were to swap after playing 2Bs for a while, you will go through a lot of drum heads, by the way, just so you know, if you're on an acoustic. If you go back to a 7A, it will feel like you're playing with pencils, which is why 5A is pretty good, because it's a middle ground. This was given to me, I think, by Promark. Probably because it has Promark written on it. But what's weird about this is that it like tapers really strongly, like over a long period of the stick, whereas normally it's about here to here. What's the benefit of this? I think I know. Not a clue. But I personally don't like it because I feel like when I'm playing it, I don't trust that it's not going to just snap. It probably won't, but it feels like it will, you know? What's weird about this as well, I think, actually, it's the same thickness as a 2B, which is mahoosive, but it's a lot lighter because, obviously, so much weight has been taken out the top end of it. So you get a bit more oomph, a bit more bang for your buck out of it, but also I still don't trust this end. Don't ask me what the difference of tips. You can actually get carbon fibre sticks, you can get metal tips, you can get nylon tips, you can get all sorts of stuff. But you don't have to worry about any of that. Just get 5As. Really don't overcomplicate it. Did I just overcomplicate it? Yes. Yes, I did. That is Emma's comprehensive guide to drumsticks. Callum asks, do you recommend an Alesis Nitro Max as a starter drum kit for kids' bedroom? Yes, I believe I do. I think so. I went to Anderton's not too long ago and I was looking at some of the kits kind of available. And by the way, the new Roland one, pretty snazzy, pretty good. I did quite like it. I'm not going to lie, I really love the way that Roland kits, you sit down and the drums sound so compressed and punchy. It just sounds so good. It sounds so good. Maybe it's because I played a TD30 for like ever, so I'm kind of biased, but who knows. But going back to the Alesis Nitro, from what I could see, it is a really good starter kit. Just make sure that whatever kit you go with will have an actual proper mechanical bass drum pedal at the bare minimum, and then if you can afford it, getting one that has a mechanical hi-hat pedal as well. So one that actually looks like a hi-hat, not just a pad that also has a detached a wire that goes down to the floor and you just press it for a hi-hat sound. That will get very old very quickly. And not technically old, I mean just playing that will just feel a bit very quickly, especially if they like opening their hi-hat. So see what they say at the shop or wherever you get it from. Mark Baird says 5Bs only because 5A breaks easy. Yeah, it's a very good point. Is 5A just slightly thicker than a 5B slightly thicker than a 5A? Maybe. You know what? You know who knows better than I do? Google. Honestly. Justin Wright asks, what... Sorry, I was reading too many different things. What helps you develop your sense of groove and time and feel the most? That is a very good question. Is it bad if I say I didn't think about it too much? Maybe. People overthink it real hard. Play in time. The more in time you are, the more likely you are to then relax while in time. And if you relax while you're in time, your feel's probably good. That kind of covers all bases, really. And then if you're trying to imitate different styles, that's when you start to kind of... You have your own natural feel and you can try and change it, you know, developing things like lazy beats and playing in front of and behind the beat and things like that. But honestly, learn to play in time and that will sort you right out. Because as soon as you stop thinking about playing in time and you're still in time, that's when your feel comes out. I think that's the best way I could put that. Humanly possible. Can you play a ride cymbal like a crash cymbal? Yes, you can. Also, can you play a crash like a ride? Is it worth it? Okay, so most of the time, unless it is a crash ride, which obviously is in the name, you can crash it just to define properly. So say this is your cymbal. Ride cymbals we normally hit on top with the tip of the stick, just because if we hit it with the edge of the stick on the edge of the cymbal, you get a huge washy sound because the cymbals are usually massive. And you don't really want that because it overpowers everything. So normally you wouldn't really crash it. Sometimes you can. There's no law against it. Drum police won't come after you. It's just thinking about the balance of sound while you're playing. But you can get crash rides which sonically sound a bit better, but they still sound massive. So yeah, it's up to you really. No law against it, but most of the time. And also crash cymbals, don't usually play them on top like you will a ride cymbal, because again, they are designed to be two different sounds. And you can get things that are designed to be both. Again, crash ride, ride crash, whatever. That will cover both bases, but up to you. Once you go 2B, you can't go back. I mean, yeah, it probably feels like playing with sticks, literally tiny twigs after that point. I know a tutor of mine, he had a Led Zeppelin tribute gig that he was working on and working towards, and he bought 2Bs and played with 2Bs just to be able to get the durability and the stamina up to be able to do it. And that I was like, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, Haywire says, I'm just going back and looking at what groove you're talking about. 8 notes on the hi-hat, 2 and 4 snare drum, 1 and 3 on the bass, snare on the R of 2 and the E of 3, yeah, and the bass drum on the E of 3, which is optional. It's computing, it's cooking. Seeing grooves like this written out like that makes me understand why notation exists. This isn't a dig at you, by the way. This is just, it reinforces the point and the importance of counting. But I know what you're on about. What is it? That. Something like that. But what was your question about that anyway? It sounds like a cool groove to me. Is it edge hits on cymbals that are the stick killer? Yeah, and rim shots. They also do. They can break from regular playing, but usually it's kind of two ways, to be honest. You've got just hitting a drum normally, no edge hits, no like digging into it. The sheer force and the shock of that impact, especially if you're hitting a cymbal, like on top or whatever, the impact of that can cause a shock to go so hard up the stick that it just breaks and shatters on the inside, which I've had before. It doesn't look like it's shattered, but when you play it, the vibration doesn't move through the stick the same way, so it just feels almost dead and dull. And usually you can tell a stick is about to break if it does that as well. Like you can be playing and it's like, oh, hang on a minute, that doesn't have as much force anymore, and I can't get the bounce out of it. It's because all the bounce is being absorbed by the break on the inside, so it won't actually let the whole stick bounce again. So usually you play a little bit with that and you look at the stick and you go, hang on a minute, and you pull it just a little bit and you see a crack down the stick and things like that. But playing cymbals, obviously, a lot, will chop them up like nobody's business. The biggest one is rim shots on the snare drum, because you've just got so much force going through it like that. All right, have we got any more questions? Eat a 3 with a mint. I think we've covered everything. Either way, I hope you all have a fantastic Christmas. Thank you so much for this year in general. It wasn't too long ago, I think it was a couple of days, if not a week, that Sounds Like Emma Instagram reached 100,000 followers, which is amazing. Amazing. Also, thank you so much, Dad. I love the antlers too. But no, it's been a wild year, and I suspect next year is going to be more wild than the last. Many, many good and exciting things are coming your way, which includes a whole lot of courses from yours truly, which I've been wanting to do for a very, very, very long time. If you want more information about that, again, just follow the link that is pinned to the top of the chat. I'm also potentially going to put it in here again. Why not? No, maybe not. Let's do that one. It will send you straight to our website, and you can see what cool things might be coming very soon. Also, we will have more mini courses going up on our membership. And yes, if you want to jump on the coordination bootcamp with 2 one-on-one lessons additionally on top of everything else, even if you just want the lessons, to be honest, it's kind of worth it. The link is there. Other than that, I hope you have a fantastic Christmas and a lovely New Year. Biggest of love. I'm about to go and take a nap that's about 2 weeks long. And I'm very much looking forward to it. And I will see you guys in the next year. All right. Big love. Mwah.